up today, we are going to be hearing from Yousaf Hussain. He is the president of the Overseas Investors Chamber of Commerce and Industry, senior vice chairman of Pakistan's Banks Association, and president and CEO of Faisal Bank Limited. Please welcome him to the stage.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome everybody to this conference. It's an annual event. I think it's really impactful. The considerations and the suggestions in this conference, I think, are really sort of meaningful in terms of various policy issues that have been discussed. So in my current role as the president of Overseas Chamber of Commerce and Industry, there are many asks from the government. There are many areas that we as the Overseas Chamber want to improve. But we are actually playing a role in enabling Pakistan for a global tomorrow. So I just want to take this opportunity to actually highlight the kind of strategic initiatives that Overseas Chamber is taking in terms of its strategic contribution to Pakistan's economy. How do we move this? Okay. So this is really what Overseas Chamber is all about. So it's a representative body of about 210 multinationals. And it has been able to generate some FDI, not enough. Clearly, the graph at the bottom shows that it's about less than $2 billion as for highlighted. So clearly there is room for improvement. But it is massively contributing towards the national exchequer in terms of its contribution towards taxes, in terms of employment generation, and in terms of overall CSR activities as well. Okay, so what are we doing in terms of many strategic initiatives that we have taken? So some of the key initiatives that OICCI has taken is one of them is the partnership with McKinsey, where they're doing some international benchmarkings for some of the key sectors. And that information is available to all the OICCI members and the industry in general. So they've done reports on downstream refining, upstream exploration, and banking as well. So this is, I think, really contributing in terms of making our local entities meet the global standards. Then we are playing a major role in terms of the ESG and the climate initiatives. We have held 2 climate conferences where we have really highlighted and got the attention of some of the international agencies in terms of the contribution that OICCI can make towards improvement of the situation in Pakistan. We all know that it is one of the most vulnerable countries in Pakistan in terms of the climate change. So there is upcoming COP29 where Pakistan will be represented by OICCI, and there is this 3rd climate conference that will happen in 2005. Next. So we are also contributing greatly to the launch of IPR manual, which basically protects the intellectual property rights, and this is being adopted by the industry, and there are many awareness sessions. I think for multinationals operating in Pakistan, this is one of the most important issues, including some of the pharma companies as well. So there is great contribution by OICCI in terms of diversity and inclusion, including the specially abled force that we have available in terms of their employment. But I think the most impactful role that OICCI is playing is on the technology front. And my friend Saqib, who heads SAP over here, he has been the pioneer of this, has been the pioneer of this effort. So what are we really doing? One, we have prepared a framework for cloud infrastructure. We are working on propagation of AI in Pakistan. We are engaged with the startups in terms of supporting the fintech. There is a great effort that is being made in terms of connecting futures, we call it, which is really the upskilling of IT talent in Pakistan. And there are two initiatives on that. We'll talk about it. And there is this high impact excellence program under this connecting futures. So next. Okay, on the cloud infrastructure, there is a cloud first policy by the Ministry of IT in 2022. So Overseas Chamber has actually studied it in great detail, got recommendations from its member companies, and has tried to benchmark it with international standards. And that report has been submitted to the government. It's something in the pipeline. We would continue to work on that because I think this is of extreme importance for all of us. Then recommendations on digital transformation. Again, in 2022, we published this report. It talks about rapid digital adoption, digital transformation challenges, emerging technologies, and customer-centric approaches through data. Okay. So next is artificial intelligence. Again, in 2023, we have published a policy draft which talks about the global standards, risk management, data privacy, and many other things. Then there are activities around AI which we have been able to engineer and which we have been able to sort of propagate as well, the importance of data. So that's one initiative that we are really focusing on. So we are also engaging with the fintechs and startups. So one of the key initiatives under this IT support that we are extending to the industry is Connecting Futures. And Connecting Futures really talks about our youth being upskilled, our youth being ready to face the challenges, how can they contribute to the country. So there are some medium-term initiatives whereby the Chamber has actually engaged with various universities and academia, whereby we are focusing on improving the curriculum so that it is in line with what the global requirements are. Then we are also embarking upon a high impact excellence program. Now this high impact excellence program really is proposed to be a 6 to 12 month training that our leading multinationals, IT multinationals, are going to impart to upskill the best talent in the country and make it basically equivalent to the top graduates in the world. So this high impact program, hopefully through engagement with various centers of excellence in terms of please okay, so this is engaging with these universities, academia, and the local companies operating locally, the leading multinationals in IT, to sort of really make a difference in terms of contributing towards our youth. So, आखिरी slide. आगे. So what are we bringing to the table? So there is obviously OICCI has some strategic strengths. Number one, learning opportunities from the top talent, top management, which has got some global exposure, and that's a major give in terms of our economy. So it's skill set enhancement, productivity and operational support in terms of the best practices and access to technology. It is our understanding of the global markets. It is ESG and climate focused initiatives. It is boosting FDI ultimately. And we really want to act as the ambassadors of Pakistan in terms of supporting the government efforts towards building a Pakistan story which would attract many foreign investors in terms of boosting the FDI. So we as a representative body are available, and we would like to support the efforts that have been undertaken by the government and by the finance minister in terms of building up the Pakistan story. Whatever successes we have in Pakistan, they need to be showcased, sir, and they need to be sort of presented as an attraction for the other foreign investors as well. And we will continue to support medium-term initiatives, medium-term policy changes that the government is trying to bring, and this would clearly help the overseas chamber and its companies in terms of sustainability and growth of the investments, and that remains critical. We really support the efforts that the finance minister has taken in terms of meeting the rating agencies, building up a narrative. I think that is of absolute and critical importance, that how are we perceived. Obviously, the local efforts are there in terms of making the policies, medium-term policies which support investment in Pakistan. But I think this image-building effort is also very, very critical, and we will continue to support you, sir, on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yousaf. That was incredibly insightful, and I think you must have all gathered a lot from that today.